So as I finished that last video, I just continued to play around because that's what I said, you know, that's the way you learn this stuff. But I wanted to give you just a few things heads up on I realized I had done is when I was dragging things between the two windows, I was actually moving those files. So what you want to do is, if you want to keep those original ones intact, which I actually recommend, I would actually just copy them, right? So if I had, let me just open up a new Finder, but again, in Windows, this is similar using Explorer, right? But so just make sure if you want to keep those original template files intact, which again I recommend because that way you can easily go back and drag one back if you find, oh, I didn't want to delete that. It's easy to do. Okay, so just to show you at least conceptually what I'm talking about here is I noticed when I brought over the vendor one that I had actually, let me show you. Yeah, there's the there's the template, and I'd actually deleted it, and not deleted, but I dragged it, which in this case does a move, and the move actually copies it, or moves it and deletes it from the original location. So if I did that, right, the other way I could have done it is I could just hit copy, and then go back into here, and then hit paste. So that way it is in the original one. I wouldn't want to break that. Just FYI. And I was able to get rid of quite a bit so far. I've been continuing to work through this. But the other thing I want to tell you is two techniques that I think are really helpful. One is that when you're looking at the site, look at it responsively, and then you can see what's called the breakpoint, something you're going to learn about later. But you can also, if you come over to console here, you can actually, and let me just get rid of this because we'll look at that in a minute, and just hit console real quick so we can see it. Yeah, that is the console. If you hit console and if you get errors here, this shows you. This is another way to determine where things might be missing for your site. And I had like 17 of them, so I went through and I looked, and that's actually what helped me find that I had instead of copied it, I had moved the vendor one. So that was great. I figured that out. And again, that's a really helpful way to do it. Now the other thing here, and I'm just going to go back to elements that I use that I've never used before because I was trying to figure out if this simple line icons was being used, and if so, where. So what I did is in my inspect, there's a search feature. And it's really cool. You come up here and you go search, and then you can just type, and you see what I did here. I just started typing simple. I'm like, yeah, line icons. Okay, so here's where they're being used. So I could then drill down another level to see if I would want to, you know, is this a feature? Because I will end up in this idea of cleaning this thing will happen also iteratively over the next week or so future weeks, because you'll find that you're going to strip out a lot of their content and put in your own. So that's just something that you'll want to think about. Okay, so again, that's search, put in the thing, and it'll show you where here it is in the index, and it shows it in the folder, so it shows it there's where it's at, shows in the index, here's where it's at. So again, what I could do, the other way I could do this is in the index file, I actually could go up and find that, because I don't remember seeing it. Actually, it will also, check this out, tell me what line. Right, so I want to go all the way up to 18. There it is, right? I could actually do this. I could actually put a comment here to actually comment out this line. In HTML, I don't do it every day, so I forget, but you can also go selection and then add comment. There we go. I'm going to do a block or a line, and so you could see the example up here, so you could do that as well. So that's the other thing I could actually, without removing it, just another technique, and then I could go look at my site to see what if anything broke. So by deleting that reference, doesn't seem like I really lost anything that I would really need, right? Because all I really need is I need a navigation. I want the pages to render the way I want them to look. So far it looks good, right? So by the way, when you're doing things too, you will see this side change, like and you can watch, let's see, we'll do it right here. You can, let me go up, you can actually see this actually get a little animation coming in, and what it is it's injecting and taking away classes, CSS classes to render those things. Let me see if it's this way I could actually write there. Anyway, I'm just showing you if you happen to see that. That's why that's true. If you see a little fade in and fade out of items, that's because it's actually going through and getting rid of and injecting classes to do those animations. Okay, so I just want to do a little follow-up telling you, that's what I had done. I did get rid of a lot already. I'm still going through this to figure out what else I would need, but I just wanted to tell you when I was doing that, I was actually doing a move and not a copy, and I recommend a copy. All right, hope this helps.